Hey folks, welcome to working with the product details page. Now this is one of those pages where you'll probably need to make many copies of it. So it kind of works along with the catalog page. Somebody goes to the catalog page, they click on the add to cart or details, and it takes them to this product details page right here. So as an example, in our website, here is the original product details, and I've created a duplicate, called it product details shoe number 1, so that it matches up with the catalog page. I'll just quickly preview that so we can have a quick refresher. So here's our first shoe. I click it and it's going to take me to the product details page. Obviously, if I need a product details page for each product, I'll just have to copy and paste that existing one, or file save as. There's a million ways to do this, but I can just easily open the original product details page, go to the file, I can go to save as, and I'll call this one product details dash shoe 2. Just like that. It's going to add another page. I'll refresh so it shows up here, and there it is right there, shoe 2. Okay, with that said and done, what can we do with this page? Well, it has a regular thumbnail image right here, right? And over here we have a little bit of information about the product. We have an add to cart button. As with the catalog page, I have a separate tutorial that talks about creating your own PayPal button. And this is one of those sections where you're going to watch that separate video if you need help with it. Copy the PayPal button code into the page, and I'll show you right now where that code goes, because that's one of the things you need to update. And then of course is the really cool products review, the tabs that we have down here, right? That's a cool little feature, and I'll show you how to edit that. But let's start off with the PayPal button here and actually editing this product details shoes 2 page. So we'll start by opening the page. Control Shift I to get rid of all the visual lines and stuff. There we go. So everything you see in here is pretty much HTML until you get to this little puppy here. This is your PayPal button, and we need to flip over to the code view, and where it says form target of PayPal, and then it closes off with a form tag down here. Nice that Dreamweaver put everything in a different color for us. We're going to select all this form and delete it and replace it with the form code that we copy from our PayPal button maker on the PayPal site, right? Of course, if you want, you can go through the code and try and modify all this, but really this is just placeholder code. It's far better to create your own button, because then you can put in options or no options, and taxes or no taxes, shipping, all that sort of stuff. We've only covered the basics here. But to add and modify this form in code view, it's going to be a lot easier when there's already a PayPal button wizard available. You might as well just boom, log in, or not even log in, but visit the site, create your own button. Right? So that's replacing that button. The image is just a regular image. What I was suggesting is you could actually make a larger image here, and you can reuse it again in your catalog page, but as an image, as far as images go, this is just a simple double click, find out where it's being loaded in from. It's being loaded in from the site themed images pages product details folder. There it is there. This one is 640 by 480. You can put whatever size pic in there you want, totally up to you. 400 by 400 is the default size we use for the catalog, but we're using different size images, so you can see there's a little bit of flexibility involved here. And finally, we have the details down here. So once you've changed your picture and you've modified your HTML information up here, and you've changed your PayPal button here, we have the product reviews. Now this is a more detailed component. This is one of the more detailed components we actually have in the template, because it's tabs. It's just bootstrap tabs. We've styled it, and we've given it 3 tabs: description, additional information, and reviews. So really what I'll do in this for the rest of the video, if you haven't worked with bootstrap tabs before, I'll sort of show you how they work, and then the information within the tab, totally up to you on what you do with it. Obviously you can modify the information that's already there. Like under reviews, we have 3 different sections with 3 different sort of reviews, and then down here we have a form with your name, email address, and you can actually physically have somebody type in their review there if you want them to. As far as them sending you a picture, this form does not have a file upload ability. It's a very simple form, and the server may not, your server may not be set up to allow image uploads. So you'd simply have to contact them because you do get their email address and say, hey, do you want your picture up there? And go from there. So however you deal with the reviews, that's totally up to you. This is just a mechanism to show the reviews once you get them, and even a form to help you gather information. Okay, so with that said, let's jump into Dreamweaver and open up the library page, or the library folder, the components, and the tabs right down here, and then we have services right down here. Sorry, not services, details, my bad. All right, open up the details and folder, and finally the details library page. Double click that, and then you'll see all the bits of information up here. So we have the description, the additional information, the reviews. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to get rid of the lines because they drive me nuts. So Control-Shift-I on the keyboard. So if you want to change the description, the additional information, or the reviews, it's just HTML. Just scrub through and type in something new, or flip over to code view, and there it is right there. Reviews, additional information, and descriptions. The very first thing at the top of the page, it's sectioned out so you can easily just double click or scrub through with your mouse and change it. Boom, Bob's your uncle. Okay, so that's sort of number one. If you need to add more tabs, you can definitely do that. Right up top here, we have everything sort of commented for you. Tab, tab, and tab. You just copy an existing tab, right? Just copy the code for the entire tab, move down below, and then paste it in. That'll be your fourth tab. Call it whatever you want. But it does need to match up with something down below. And what that something is once again, we're using a reference. In this case, description, details, and review. And because we've copied and pasted a tab, we have to keep this in mind. We need to change this to contact. Let's just pretend we're making a contact section, although we do have a form. Maybe we want to add something else like a map or email or something like that. So we'll just change that for now. And down below, we have tab 1 content, tab 2 content right down here, as you see, and then we have tab 3 content, like so. So now tab 3 content is broken into comments. So we have comment 1 down here, comment 2 down here, and I'm showing you in code view because this is one of those things where if you need to copy and paste for more comments, this is where you're going to do it. So comment 1, comment 2, comment 3, you copy the entire comment, right? So comment 1, comment 2, comment 3, you copy the entire comment, copy, and we're going to put a cursor afterwards, and we're going to paste down below. So now we have, I'm just going to change this to comment 4 and 4, and then you can deal with whatever information, change your picture and all the text and whatnot. And we can even do that in the design window, right? Excuse me. But we did go up here and we did add another tab for contact right here. So we need to create another section, another tab content section. So what we would do is let's just copy this tab 1 content, and let's go down and put this after the tab 3 content. So there's our tab 3 content right there. We need to go find the closing tab 3 content. So we're going to look down the page until we find tab 3 content. There it is. And then we're just going to hit the cursor and paste in a copy of tab 1. Okay, and you see where we have an ID of description here? That ID must match whatever reference we gave for the new tab, which was contact. So we're just going to double click the word contact and copy it. And then we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of where we added this new one here, double click on the ID and paste it in like so. And then we can have whatever we want it to, show up as. We'll just, if I were to save this here, it's going to update our product details page. And we should have 4 tabs and then a copy of the first tab content, just as an example right here. There it is. There's a description to it, and there's our 4th tab now. Now it's a duplicate to our first tab right here, right? So we just need to change the name from reviews 2 to something else, which we didn't do yet, which we can easily go up here. And now there's our review. There's our contact right there, which says reviews 2. Let's change that tab name to oops. I can't even type anymore. Let's change that to an update. And back here, I can probably refresh, and it should change, hopefully change right away. There it is right there, contacts. And now I can click that, and there's this boring old paragraph right here. Now we can yank that out and put in whatever sort of text we want here. And it's after this point in time where you can still fiddle around in the code view if you want to, but I'm just showing you that you can start off in there to add and remove and rename some things, but you can also do the rest of there's your content for number 1 right there, content for tab 2 right there. There's the tab 3 with the different comments. And then down below here, we have another copy of tab 1 with just a regular paragraph. And this is where you can put in whatever you want. It's really up to you. This is one of those components, like I said, there's a lot of complexity to it because really it's just with all sort of tab containers, it's just a method of hitting a button to display different content or HTML. And we have a great regular paragraph, additional information. Here we have some rows with some information in it, and here we have different div containers with thumbnail images and a form. So really totally up to you on what you want to put in there, but it's really just as easy to stick with the 3 tabs that are there and then modify the information a little bit, excuse me, a little bit more, right?